Hello everyone, thank you very much for clicking and for watching the video. If you're new to the channel, welcome. This is the free game collection. Hope you enjoy it, hope you stay around. If you're a channel subscriber, welcome back. Thank you for joining me once again. So I'm just going to plough through and get started this week. So we've got so much stuff to get through. It's been a really successful week. But I'm going to start by doing something I haven't done before. So I get asked quite often, why don't I go to any independent video game stores? Simple answer is there's absolutely none anywhere near where I live. I've got like 3 CEXs all within like a 10-minute drive, but the closest independent store is over an hour away. But I drove through Birmingham this week and there's a few there. And there's one that I went to called the Game Shack. So I'll put some information about it in the description. Absolutely loved it. What a fantastic store. I was in there for way longer than I should have been. I was in there for about 45 minutes to an hour. But I went in there. The guy that runs the place, one of the nicest guys I've ever spoken to. I could have spoke to him all day. So nice, so welcoming. But he sells all sorts of bits like memorabilia and pop vinyls and games, obviously, and all sorts of generations. Some of the really old stuff as well. But I took some stuff in because I've got some bits lying around that I've had for some of it for years, like some old wrestling memorabilia, some old pop vinyls I don't want, just some weird and wonderful wacky things that are usually really they're a bit too big to post as well. So I took them into him and wondered if he was interested. He wasn't all, and he gave me some voucher, some exchange to spend in his store. He didn't tell me how much exactly. Such a nice guy. He goes, I'll take this, you go and have a look around and see what you're after. Such a nice bloke. Really is one of the nicest guys. Anyway, my plan while I was there was to try get some of the PS1 games that CEX don't sell, which I needed to complete my PS1 collection this year. So that is pretty much what the aim of the game was for me. So I did pick a couple of them up. So I picked up ECW Anarchy Rules. Now, this was a big game. I played a lot of this when I was young. I never watched ECW. You couldn't watch it when I was growing up on the TV channels that I had. It's pretty much just the Attitude game, just with ECW wrestlers in there. But I used to play this an awful lot. And CX don't sell it. It's got the manual. It's in half decent. There is a rip down here, to be fair, but I'm not bothered at all by it. Yeah, I'm going to probably recase this front bit because it's a bit sticky and what have you. But yeah, ECW Anarchy Rules. I've been trying to keep an eye out for this for quite a while. I bought this off Vinted a couple of months ago and it got lost in the post, unfortunately. But yeah, ECW Anarchy Rules, adding that one. Like I say, it's pretty much just the Attitude games with a different skin for the ECW wrestlers, but played that a lot when I was younger, so I was really glad he had that. This is another one, FIFA 96. So I've said I want to get all the FIFAs. I didn't know FIFA 96 was on the PS1 until I started looking into it. I thought it was just like a Mega Drive generation console game. But no, FIFA 96 had this. He was such a nice guy. I asked him what games I was after, and he went in the back as well and had a proper look. He came out with 2 copies of FIFA 96. This one's the black label. The disc is lovely, but there's no manual. And then he had a platinum version with the manual. But I wanted this one just because they're all black label on my shelf, the FIFAs, and I just thought it'd look nice, and I don't really need a manual for FIFA 96, do you? So FIFA 96, quite hard to come across. I was really struggling to get hold of one for a good price. eBay prices for that were a bit odd for a game like FIFA 96. There can't be that many people looking for it, can there? So FIFA 96. And then the other one I got off him was the X-Files. Yeah, I remember playing this and really struggling with it as a kid, but I really liked the X-Files growing up. I used to watch it a lot with my auntie, and it really used to scare me back then. And I remember getting this game, and it was just, I was so nervous to play it because of what I'd seen on the film. I never got very far with it at all, but it's been one of those games that I've had the opportunity to pick up a few times, and just never had. But this copy is absolutely lovely condition, so had to pick this off him when I saw it. I've been looking at it, I've been looking at it on the CX app for a while and just never pulled the trigger on it. It's never come into my local store. But the X-Files on the PS1, it's like a story click and play game from what I know, but I need to have a look. But I've been wanting that one for ages. So yeah, so these 3 games, there's nothing coming out of the cash total because they haven't cost me anything. I've just traded in a load of bits and bobs lying around my room that I didn't want anymore. But they've all contributed to getting 3 games for the PS1 collection. It's absolutely fantastic. So we're starting off doing something a little different like that. But like I say, Game Shack, if you get the opportunity, go in there. The guy deserves your time. The story's beautiful and his prices are reasonable as well. They're pretty much all like CX or below. He's got a great selection of games as well. So visit the Game Shack. Love my time there. Absolutely fantastic. So starting off with 3 PS1 games, absolutely fantastic. And now there's a 4th. I got this off Vinted, and that is FIFA Football 2004. Lots of FIFA. Now this is the last FIFA game I need to get all my FIFAs. So I've now got all the FIFA games on the PS1. Quite hard to get hold of. This was in a decent condition. Again, people wanted some silly money for it, although people wanted nothing for like an absolutely battered copy. I paid £4 for this. on Vinted, so I think it came to about £6.95 with all the postage and the extra fees. Someone very annoyingly, someone very kindly, a subscriber sent me a message saying that he had a copy of this about a week after I bought it. So unfortunately I couldn't take that, but thank you very much for that offer. Thank you. But yeah, pick this one up for £4 on Vinted, and that's all the FIFAs I needed, which is fantastic because CEX don't sell them. So quite successful on getting the PS1 games that CEX couldn't supply me with this week. So really chuffed with that. Right, crack on with it. So most of it's carboot. There's a little bit of charity shop. Let's start with the charity shop. So first things first, these were from Bernardo's and they were 50p each, or 3 for £1. I saw in there The House of the Dead 2 and 3 Return. To me, I have this on the Wii already. I have played it. I remember playing this in arcades. I'm sure if you're around the same age as me, The House of the Dead is a game everyone played in the arcades. Fantastic on the Wii, light gun shooter, absolutely fantastic. So I saw that, and then I was rummaging, because it had loads of things. And I found these two, which is good as well. I found FIFA 14 on the 3DS. You don't get too much for it. I think FIFA 15 or 16 was the last one they released, so that's a bit more, but FIFA 14 wasn't too bad at all for the 3DS. I don't have it, but I won't be keeping it because I won't play it on the 3DS. And then this one I was really chuffed to find, because I don't really look for GameCube spines when I'm out and about, but Spyro Enter the Dragonflight, lovely condition with the booklet. The disc has got a couple scratches on it, nothing major, but it could definitely do with being run through a disc cleaner. But yeah, to have found Spyro Enter the Dragonfly on GameCube in a charity shop in the 3 for £1, I was really chuffed with that. So those three for £1. I'm not gonna turn my nose up at that. The other thing from the charity shop, different charity shop, was I found this, an Xbox One controller. £3.95. I think this was from, I think it's called Sue Rider. I don't go there very often. It's quite far away from my house. I was just driving by when I popped in. I'm glad I did. Works absolutely fine. £3.95. I was shocked when I saw it. I asked the lady if they had any other gaming stuff. It was just sort of sitting next to the games, but she said no, and she didn't even know that they had this come in. But an Xbox One controller for £3.95. There's some good return on this. I was expecting it not to work, but it works absolutely perfectly, unopened, absolutely buzzing for that one. So £3.95, definitely still worth popping into charity shops. Most of the time it's not, but you've got to pop in because every now and then they've got an Xbox One controller sitting on the side. So not too bad with the charity shops either. All the rest now is the car boot. So I've got loads of controllers. There's controllers and games, so I'll spread them out as I go. So first thing, you're gonna have to picture something. I've got a picture, so I'll put it up. I bought 2 third-party PS2 controllers. This green one and a purple one. I paid £1 each for them, and they work absolutely fine. They're really nice and stiff. They got that good, especially the analogs as well. Nice and clicky. But I put them off on Vinted because I didn't think they'd sell very quickly. The purple one sold super quick, so sold it for £5, the first one. So I'll probably put this one back up for £5 on its own. I put them up 2 for £10. Someone said, would you take 1 for 5? So I sold that, and I'll put this one back up for £5 on its own as well. But £1. And imagine there's a purple one there. They got the nice transparent. They work absolutely fine. But yeah, sold one of them really, really quickly. So £2 for 2 third-party PS2 controllers. Absolutely fantastic. What else should we do? Let's tell you what, let's do another controller. So this one was £2. I bought this off a guy that usually buys in the car boots, as in he's a reseller. I see him all the time. So I picked this up, and I knew there'd be something wrong with it, because why else wouldn't he have traded it in? And quite frankly, the buttons were super sticky, really stiff, like the button which syncs it to the console and the big X button, super sticky. So I had to take it apart and give it some love, and it works absolutely fine now. So it's refurbished, but obviously I can't take it into CX because they won't take it because I've broke the seal. So I'll have to put this on Vinted or Facebook. But £2 for a Xbox 360 controller. Fantastic. So I've got that one there, refurbished it, really enjoyed cleaning it all up. And I tell you what, while we're on the topic, let's do the other one. So this one was £1. Oh, actually, I've got them confused. This is the one I've opened up. This is the one I've opened up. I do apologise. So that's the one that was £2. This is the one that was £1, sorry. Absolutely fine. Oh yeah, there's just no back on it. So I paid £1. Last week we had a Xbox 360 pad that didn't have a back, and they had a spare one. So we're going to try again this week, and I'll take my one spare back in again, and hopefully we don't need to lose it. But yeah, sorry. So this one was £1. This one works absolutely fine. Not a problem with it whatsoever. So absolutely brilliant. So £1, £2. One of them needs to go on Vinted or Facebook. CX will take the other one. So we've got that there. Let's do some games. So these are all just 50p. They weren't from the same person. They were just scattered around the car boot as I picked them up, and it's Red Dead Redemption, fantastic for 50p, pick that up all the time. That was just sitting there with a couple other PS3 games. There was somebody that had some PS2 games, nothing fantastic, but I did see Ninja. I don't really know anything about this whatsoever, but it's by Namco, and yeah, because I'd never ever seen it before, I thought, well, for 50p I'll pick it up. All the other stuff he had was absolutely dire. But yeah, this is CX had this for a good couple of quid. I had a little look. It's selling for like £6-7, something like that. So Ninja, again, I do apologise, don't know anything about it, but not bad for 50p. And then there was somebody else that had some 360 games, 50p each. Star Wars: The Complete Saga, absolutely fantastic. That goes for a couple quid. They'll get a good bit of voucher back on that one. I think we've had that one recently as well. That's ringing a bell very recently. And Need for Speed Rivals, again, not so much, but for 50p you're not going to lose out. So £1 for those two, absolutely fantastic. I'm going to cover this one as well. This is a bit of dud, but I've got to show you all the duds. I saw this, the complete second season of Supergirl. I've never heard of Supergirl. It's a Blu-ray and it's a complete second season, so I thought it'd be worth at least a couple quid. I paid £1 for it. It's not. I'm going to get like 80p back for it, so a bit of a dud. So yeah, DC Supergirl, never heard of it. I thought it might have helped us with the games, but it certainly hasn't. Let's do another controller. So Mario is a Switch controller. As you know, I don't have the Switch. Many people remind me of this all the time. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the cable, so I don't think CX will take it. They do take the PowerA Switch controllers, but they need the official wire that goes into it, or they won't take it. So I probably will be keeping hold of this. I've already picked up a Mario Switch controller in the box earlier on in the year. I don't have a Switch, so I can't test it either. So I'm a bit dubious about putting it on Vinted untested, because I don't know if it does or doesn't work. But I think I paid £2 for this, so you can't complain, can you? I'll be keeping hold of that one, I think, myself, for one day when I eventually get a Switch, because it's got to happen at some point. But yeah, lovely little Mario with the bottom corner, £2, can't complain. By the way, they do work without the official lead. It's just CX won't take them without the official lead, and it's got PowerA written on it, so it's just one of their things. Let's do the last few games here. Yes, so these were £2 each, or 3 for a £5, so I got 3 off for £5. There's Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Just picked that one up. I think I get a couple quid back for that one, so that'll just help. Don't need that one. I just picked that one up because it was there, so round off the 3 for a £5. These two I picked up to add to the collection, and they are Horizon Zero Dawn. Never played it. I know it was absolutely massive when it came out. I believe there's a second one out now, but yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn. Never ever gave it a go, so I saw it sitting there and I thought, well, this is the time for me to add it to my collection. You'd have thought I'd have picked this up at some point earlier, wouldn't you? But just never been given the opportunity out and about. So Horizon Zero Dawn, I picked that up to keep. And then again, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I have not played this one either. This one looks like it's based in Rome or Greece. He looks Roman on it. I don't actually know. I've not played it. Oh, travel to ancient Greece. There you go. I got it wrong. But yeah, I don't have this one, so I'm definitely going to be adding this to it. The last one I played was Origins, and I think this is the one that came out after Origins. So absolutely fantastic. So 3 of those games for £5. 2 I'll definitely be keeping, and Black Ops will help us claw a bit of money back. Other thing I got, this is absolutely spot on. Pick that up for £1. I couldn't believe it. So this is the first thing I saw when I walked into the car boot. It was right near the entrance. I thought there's got to be something wrong with it because it's £1. It looks absolutely fine. It's peeling away a little bit here, but CEX need the barcode, and the barcode and the number's absolutely fine, so we should be okay. Tested it. Works absolutely fine. So a PS4 controller for £1. No idea why it was still sitting there as late on into the start of the car boot, right next to the entrance is. Maybe the person selling it just left it in the car and pulled it out towards the end, but £1. When I asked how much, the weird thing is, I asked how much she wanted for it, and I goes, how much do you want for the controller? And she looked at me and she goes, that's a PS4 controller. I was like, okay, I've done this. Usually what that means is that person's telling you they know what it is and they know what it's worth. So I'm standing there immediately thinking, okay, if she turns around and says £5, I'll get it. Anywhere between 5 and 10, I'll need to have a little think because, you know, it might not work. And then she turns around and goes, £1. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, there's your £1, thank you very much. But then I assumed, well, it mustn't work because she's told me it's a PS4 controller and she only wants £1. Nope, absolutely fine, absolutely spot on. So absolute result there, £1 for that. And then there's one last thing I picked up. Now, I haven't picked up one of these before, and it is a XR racing wheel. So the reason I picked this up, I see these all the time and I never pick them up, but the other day when I was in CEX trading in one of the other video stuff, there was a guy in there and he traded one of these in, and I overheard that he received, like, they offered him something like £45 cash, 65 on a voucher. And I thought, oh my God, I didn't know there was that much money in these. And I made a mental note. I thought, if I keep an eye out for these, I should pick them up. So this one, the guy wanted 15 quid. I paid £12 for it. We will get our money back for it, and it works absolutely fine. I won't open it up, but it's all still bagged in there as well. And it does work, it says on the side somewhere, yeah, it works for the Switch, the PS4, the Xbox One, and the PC. Now, I have tested it, it works fine. I am absolutely terrible at racing it. I did consider keeping it. However, I played 2 games with it to test it, and I was just absolutely, I got so annoyed with it so quickly. I remembered why I don't do racing games. So this will be moved on, but definitely I'm going to put some more time and effort into learning about steering wheels for consoles, because there does appear to be some money in it. But yeah, the XR racing wheel by X Rocker, they're the people that make my game chair. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. £12 for this. CX sell it for, well, to be honest, you're probably worth having a look, because they sell for all sorts of different prices. If you're doing this, you might be something to keep an eye out for. But yeah, XR racing wheel, absolutely fantastic. So yeah, loads. Look at all these controllers, absolutely. And I've already sold one controller and a nice pile of games as well. Absolutely, and some PS1 games running, so done really well. It's got loads of stuff here, so I need to figure out what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to CEX, and I'll be back in a minute. And I'm back from CEX. It's gone well. It's gone really, really well. Let's do it quickly. Let's start by doing what we always do. Let's take away what everything you just saw cost us, £39.90 to be exact. Let's take £39.90 away from the cash total. How do we make it free? How do we get all that money back? So I've already mentioned we've got £5 on Vinted for the purple PS2 controller. Got £4 for the green one as well, also on Vinted. It's not too bad. I put it all for a £5 and had loads of people offer me £4, so I just took £4 for it, so that's not bad at all. £22 CEX gave us for that steering wheel, so they're worth keeping an eye out for. So I'm gonna learn a little bit about the steering wheels and see if I can keep my eye out for when I'm out and about now. So that's absolutely fantastic. £22 there. And then also, can you remember last week we had that SNES mini console, the emulator, that basically I didn't give enough time to sell. That did sell in the end. It did sell just a day or two later for £10, which is fantastic. So I'm going to add that this week, because so I've got the refurbished Xbox 360 controller. Haven't sold this just yet, but it hasn't been up very long from the time of me recording this. So I'm going to take the £10 from that from last week, instead of it just sitting on the corner, and put this one into next week as well. So a bit of swippy swappy, but it seems to make sense for me because it gets us the money back. So £10 for that SNES console, and then we've got that for next week, which in total gives us £41 cash back. Absolutely brilliant. So it's £41, everything's free again. That's the main objective of what we're doing here. Voucher though, that's the big perk of it. So have we got voucher? We got loads of voucher. So PS4 controller, 25 quid, lovely. Xbox One controller, £26 on a voucher, lovely. Xbox 360 pad, £12 on a voucher. They did have a spare back, and they said we'll take 50p off if that's okay. I said that's absolutely spot on. They didn't take 50p off. They've gave me 50p. I've got, don't ask, I have no idea, but I've got 50 pence voucher for a generic Xbox 360 battery cover. Absolutely spot on. So we got all that there, plus the games on a different receipt here. We got Lego Star Wars £4, House of the Dead £3, Need for Speed Rivals £1.20, Call of Duty Black Ops 3 £3, Supergirl is only 80p, and FIFA 14 on the 3DS is £1.60. In total, £76 and 10 pence on a voucher. Stick that on the voucher total. That's absolutely amazing. All the money back, plus a little bit for next week, and over 76 quid on a voucher. Absolutely awesome. Not only that, obviously, we've got stuff to add to the collection, so this is brilliant. So first thing, I've done this before, Red Dead Redemption, they give you like £1 for it. It's not worth it. It's a better game. It'll be worth more in the future, just like the the PS3 collection that I've already sort of covered recently. That sort of accidental thing. I'll just stick that in there. I'm not giving these away, so that can stay with me. They didn't take Spyro because they said it was a little scratch, which I agree it is. It'll be fine through a disc cleaner, but they didn't take it this time, so I'll try that some other point in time. These are everything that I'm keeping. So first, iNinja. I had a little look at this. Had a look at the reviews. Turns out it's quite fondly thought of. It's by Namco. I'm a bit more picky about what I had in the PS2 collection after doing my recent purge, but Iron Ninja looks like it's definitely worth a go. So like I say, I had a look at the reviews. I'm going to have a little go on this. So for the time being, I'm keeping this for my own collection, which I didn't think I would, but yeah, never heard of it before. But Iron Ninja, keeping hold of that one for my collection. Two of the games we got Horizon Zero Dawn. Looking forward to playing this. I remember looking at it when it came out thinking I must give that a go, and just never had an opportunity, but I've got one now. So Horizon Zero Dawn, I'll be playing that, and if I like it, I might look at getting number 2. And Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I already downloaded this one onto my Xbox One. I'm definitely going to have a little go on this. Yeah, Greek mythology, absolutely. Yeah, look, everyone loves a bit of Greek mythology, don't they? But yeah, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, looking forward to giving that one a go. So absolutely fantastic to have that for free. Really quickly as well, obviously we got this. I don't have the cable for it, so I couldn't give it in CX. So I think now I've got 3 Switch controllers, and I don't own a Switch or any games for it, so I couldn't test it anyway. I'm not prepared to sell something on Vinted that I don't know works. But yeah, it's lovely, isn't it? Absolutely spot on. So I'll keep hold of that for when I need. I will get a Switch eventually. I will, but just I'm not rushing to the shops to do it just yet. I've got other things to focus on until I get to the Switch. So lovely to keep all that pad. But the main thing is my little trip to the Game Shack, which was absolutely fantastic. I've got a little bundle of PS1 games to keep, which is quite rare really recently. I haven't done it too many times. And like I say, for the fact that they're games that I can't just walk into CEX and get, makes it all the sweeter. We've got FIFA Football 2004. And FIFA 96, not the greatest, not the most exciting, granted, but this completes my personal FIFA collection on the PS1, so I've got them all now. So absolute little subsect of games that I wanted to pick up, all done and dusted. Fantastic, brilliant. ECW, Anarchy Rules, loads of nostalgia for me in this game, like I mentioned earlier. Yeah, just really glad to finally get hold. I don't know why CX don't sell this one, to be honest with you, because it's not the cheapest of games. It's a decent one, and there must be a couple people out there that had this growing up, because it was relatively popular if I remember correctly. But yeah, ECW Anarchy Rules, absolutely brilliant. And then of course we have the X-Files on the PlayStation 1. Really glad to have this, great condition. Yeah, really chuffed about it. Am I going to play it? I'm going to play it. Am I going to complete it? Probably not, but that's, I mean, how many games in this room are under that category, eh? But yeah, really glad to have it, really glad to feel like, again, the nostalgia on these games are really strong for me, so to have them is fantastic. So yeah, another week, PS1 nostalgia added, all my money back, 70 odd quid on a voucher is amazing, some decent games, some more money to come maybe next week, who knows, but absolutely fantastic. Really chuffed this week. Had a good week. Thank you very much for joining me. Take care of yourselves.